Everyone, if you attend the stream, you'll see I have killed Agrod, and all that's left is Dr. Blight. What you're going to find is that the Chaos Legion is coming, and we are coming for all Praetorians. So, what I want all of you to know is that chaos is coming. We are coming. We will bring chaos to Praetoria, and we shall cleanse this land. We shall cleanse all of it, and you will all bow before us. Chaos shall reign in Praetoria. And there is nothing that will stop us. All right, that's about as much of that as I can do. It's freaking hot. Wait, hold on, sorry. All right, man, that is a very warm costume. But we can go keep some of this in the background, you know, just a little bit of love for the people. Anyways, I don't know if you guys know this, but Chaos Legion is coming, and it's pretty awesome. So, sorry, I'm having wardrobe misfunctions. Nothing illicit is being displayed though. Whew, I probably should have told everybody to go check out the stream a little sooner or something, or gotten the stream to everybody, but you guys did it well. Is that Dr. Fauci? No, it's Dr. Blight. It's a good concern. Yeah. So we're gonna be in costume. We're gonna be in chaos mode here for the next little while. So I hope that you guys are ready for more Plague Doctor, for more. And actually, you know what I'm doing next? We gotta go do like NYT or NYC, NFT, NYC. That's what's coming up. So I'm pretty certain I'm gonna go there as a freaking Plague Doctor. I'm not 100% convinced around that, but I think I'm gonna spend my next couple days in costume. And it's gonna be awesome. You know, sometimes you just gotta be a Plague Doctor at a convention hall. You know, that's what you gotta do. Okay, so I don't know if you guys know it, but we've started seeing some big purchases come through for Chaos Legion, and to me, it's so freaking exciting. And we're gonna go continue to see the bigger ones because the freaking whales are accumulating. And yeah, that was definitely my thought, Van Toren. So the Black Plague ended. No. Okay, so that's what's going on. I didn't know if everybody knew that, so I thought I would get into character and make sure everybody knew it. Matt, is there anything that you would like to add? Just sort of high level before we kind of get really rolling on the AMA? How are the servers? How are things? Well, I mean, nobody cares about me in costume. They all want to know, how are the servers? Are we able to get feature development done? Like, is that happening again? Or are we making any progress? Or how you feeling these days? Oh, they're saying they can't hear you through the freaking audio. You gotta be kidding me. Man, properties. Sorry, Matt. Yep, it's in the wrong one. No, it's because of that last minute change. Yeah, you can hear them on Discord, guys, but you couldn't hear them on the stream. But I fixed it. So can you? I'm sorry for everybody whose stream I ruined. Can you sum up what you just said again, Matt, just for the quick
Yeah,
version?
sure. I mean, the quick summary is, I mean, most of the backend server issues have been resolved. I mean, there's always some things that come up from time to time, but generally, like the main issues that have kept cropping up seem to be good. You know, we're shifting more focus on feature development and spending more time bringing more developers up to speed on feature development, so we can get more done more quickly. So like I said, overall, it's like a 3 to 6 month project of bringing new people on, getting them up to speed until you start seeing like real significant results in the product. So we're looking at Q1 of next year time, and we should hopefully start to see a huge push in the amount of new stuff that gets released and how quickly.
What about support? I mean, I know that's another thing that's been on people's radar. How are we doing there? Are things changing, or are we getting organized? What's that look like?
Yeah, I mean, that's a huge project that's being worked on. I mean, we have a whole bunch of people have been brought on recently to help with support, Discord, Telegram, email, everything. There's an entire new, like kind of customer support website that we're making for our support people to be able to look up account information or transaction history or whatever they need to be able to respond and handle problems more efficiently. So that's being rolled out soon if it hasn't already been. So just there's been a lot of work going into expanding the support team and giving them the tools that they need to be able to take care of everything. And that's again, one of these things where there's been a bunch of investment that should hopefully be showing results in the very near future.
Awesome. Um, let's see. Hardpoint is here, so maybe Hardpoint, you want to take a couple minutes? Please continue to introduce yourself. We have so many new players still coming in that there's lots of folks that won't know who you are. So give us a quick intro of who you are, and then and tell us what you're working on.
Hey, it's Hardpoint. Hey Matt, you're kicking a lot of noise in and from your mic, I think. There you go. Sorry about that, guys. Hey, so I'm Hardpoint, VP of Development. I've been here, I don't know, what has it been now? Oh, a month and a half. That's going by quick. When you're having fun, things go by super fast. So what my job is, I've come in to help Matt organize the development team, help organize the support team, help to start streamlining the product development, bringing more developers on and organizing them, helping to build a lot of the organizational pieces to help us really ramp up, like what Matt was just saying a few minutes ago, over the next couple months as we start to really see a big kickoff in our production capabilities. Our first kind of last couple of weeks was what Matt was saying. That's where the team has been focused, was getting the server stable so that you guys can play the game. And we hit that milestone last week. Very excited about it. Things have been kind of on a slow simmer since then. So that's where we like it. We wanted to keep it that way, but we're still working in the back end to optimize on the development side. And we have a lot of new things that have recently been announced. If you guys haven't seen it, those of you haven't read it, you should check out Matt's post. It's on the Discord server. I think it's been syndicated through our social media as well, about security updates to help secure your guys' value on the platform. And we are continuing to charge hard on that front as well, on security and also scalability. Those are really the two pieces that we're doing. But not just that, we're also keeping going with Chaos Legion. So we're doing all of it at the same time, and that's where Matt is starting to spend his time, is working with Cryptomancer to get Chaos Legion ready to roll. We've got the pre-sale, which launched last week, and you guys are already well aware of that, getting those vouchers, getting those decks, and we're hoping to see that come out soon. We'll probably be talking about when we start seeing some of that hit. I'm sure these guys will when they're ready. On the support front, working with the support team, guys, I just want to keep saying this every week, keep saying this. I know there's a lot of frustration in the community about ticket turnaround times. I know there's a lot of frustration in the community about the some of the communication flow. And guess what? We're working hard on that. And like Matt said, just like with the development ramp up, the support team is organizing itself and starting to ramp up our own internal capabilities. A lot of them that we're working to focus on is to do a better job of triaging incoming tickets and to do a better job of prioritizing the criticals, the highs, the mediums, and stuff like that. And I just want to say right now to all of you guys, please continue to have patience with the support team and us in general as a company. We're going through a lot of growing pains, but we are not trying to scam anybody. We are not trying to let you guys get behind and not get answers to your questions, get help with your accounts. We are just growing like gangbusters, as you guys see. So we are actually working really hard to make sure that as this growth continues, we can continue to handle the new amount of load that we have coming from all the new players. They're asking all the questions with their accounts and issues that happen with blockchain as they do. So just continue to give a big shout out to Byzantius and the rest of the support guys. And, it's the Halloween, so you guys wish them, a very spooky Halloween, but also just, I know they're answering your things and they don't get enough love. So just continue to give those support guys enough love because they really need it.
Awesome.
But it's going good. I'm continuing to remain extremely bullish. I'm continuing to be very excited to be on the team. And I'm, like Matt was saying, the next 3 to 6 months, you guys are going to see some amazing things start to happen on the product roadmap, getting stuff out to you guys a lot sooner. And I am excited for it. I'm excited for the people I'm talking to internally. And I can tell you guys, I personally have bought into the game and have been getting my own SPS staked and getting my own skin in the game and playing the game. So I can tell you I'm both pro professionally and pro personally in this. So very excited to be here. Thank you so much, Aggie, for letting me share with everybody.
Rock on. All right, another person that I think everybody wants to hear from is Nate. Nate, can you come on in here for a moment? I've already unmuted you.
Aggie.
Oh, I'm muted, sorry.
Oh, you're muted.
Hey, yeah, I'm back. Hey, Nate, one thing that I think everybody's going to want is to hear from you. You're already unmuted, and if you have a second to sort of provide us some eye candy, I know that's what everybody would love and absolutely love to see.
Sure. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you great.
Perfect. So, so first of all, Aggro, you nailed it. It's funny because Aggro touched base with me earlier today, frantically, and almost in a panic. Like, I need to know more about who Dr. Blight is, his background. I need to know everything. I need to basically become him. And I'm like, what? What are you talking about, dude? And so now that I see the final deliverable here, it's Aggro, I gotta say, hats off, man. You pulled it off pretty well. You basically took the backstory and his origins and everything about him and channeled the spirit of Dr. Blight pretty on point. So I'm very impressed.
Awesome.
You should have.
I just want to share briefly my background. So like in college, I studied chemistry, education, and theater, which was like a really weird combination. But I ended up doing like sales and marketing, which has a lot of performance in it. I did it for higher education, and I was helping other professors with chemistry. And so I've had like a theater background since like high school. And so it's a lot of fun to sort of like, there's very little in my life that has ever been like professional theater other than these presentations and whatnot. And it's fun to get back into a little bit of character. So thank you for creating such a compelling character that I could go dive into and play with. And hopefully people can appreciate the, one of the founders getting not just like, hey, let me present what's going on in Splinterlands, but like really diving into the lore, because I think it's one of the coolest parts of our game.
Definitely. So yeah, in case you guys were not aware and you were just looking at the visuals, Dr. Blight is indeed pretty freaking unstable. So, for those of you who read the first story, or if you haven't read the first story on Splinter Talk, then I encourage you, go check out the Splinterlands blog. Scroll down and find the Tome of Chaos post, which has links to all the different stories related to the Chaos Legion pre-sale. So speaking of that, Agra did ask me to have a little bit of eye candy ready, and I wasn't quite ready like I usually am with AMAs, but I think I put together at least a few things that we can kind of talk about or look at. Um, the first has to do with that story, the origins of Dr. Blight. So uh, I think I shared this previously, but I'll just share it again. This was the concept art as we were trying to figure out uh, Mount Praetoris, which is located in the heart of Praetoria. Um, it is, to most a volcano, but as we come to find out through the stories and through the Dr. Blight story, which was written up, um, it's key. It's key to understanding Chaos Legion and what's happening. Uh, Up until now, that was just perceived as a normal volcano. And with the coming of Chaos Legion, we find out that it wasn't just a normal volcano, that it is basically a concentration of the most powerful ley lands possibly in existence, which is kind of channel and funnel this mana energy. And it was that mana energy that powered the wards and that protected the Splinterlands from this potential gateway to something other, this other side full
Would you
of
say that there's more mana here than anywhere else?
exactly. So the idea here is that why would the Chaos Legion even bother with the Splinterlands? Why here's this cosmic interdimensional threat. Why are they bothering with some guys with swords and shields and what are they what's the deal? So I'm not gonna give away too much, but suffice it to say, what the writers and I have in plan is potentially to just make Splinterlands the highest concentration of mana in existence, which is once the Wizard Council disappeared, not only did the veil get lifted, revealing that this island was actually a continent called Praetoria, but it also lifted the veil for the rest of, I don't know, not to go Facebook on us, but the rest of the multiverse, the rest of the metaverse, the rest of everything, all eyes suddenly divert their attention to this bright beacon of overflowing mana. And so, for those of you who are wondering about the overall lore of the game and your place in it, mana is very similar to the Force from Star Wars. But whereas Star Wars has dark side and light side, uh, our interpretation of that is that mana has 6 different main dimensions to it, aspects to it, which is obviously manifested through the fire, water, so forth.
Now,
So
can that mana be used to show images in Discord chat? Because we want to see images.
all right, sure, absolutely. So uh, let's see. Now this is just to highlight what I was already talking about. This little Easter eggs like this are sprinkled into the graphics, and going forward, you can expect to see a lot of that kind of stuff. So this was in the background for the Dr. Blight artwork that was shared previously. And that symbol is going to be important to remember, important to understand what Praetoria means, what the volcano means, how Chaos Legion is involved, all of that. And that's all going to be explained over time. But keep an eye on little symbolism like that because it will matter. Um, let's see what else. Speaking of mana, since we're on the topic of mana, depending on how you like to pronounce it, here is a way where we're trying to bring mana and how it works to the forefront. And so here's a kind of a wallpaper for those of you who want something less scary than the previous wallpapers. This one feels a little bit more soothing, but basically, and you'll notice that it has the little Splinterlands teeth up at the top of that little mana well building thing. So what we're doing is we want to basically emphasize to people that when they're battle mages going into an arena or they're battle mages fighting the Chaos Legion or so forth and so on, it's not a matter of geopolitics anymore. It's a matter of elemental energy and mana. So when you for those of you who have been observant, you'll notice that in the game, um, when you go filter or create a team, it doesn't say splinters, it says elements, and that's part of the transition that we're making. Is that splinters aren't going away. In fact, splinters are going to become more and more something to look at in the world and how the world is changing as far as geography and politics and nation states and kingdoms and things of that nature. But we are distinguishing between the two for gameplay, and so it may not matter as much right this second as just flavorful, lore. But going forward, I encourage you guys keep an eye on it and see where this is leading. It's definitely going to unshackle our writers and our creative team to do more and more cool stuff. What else we got here? Doctor. I don't know if I should. Hey, I don't want to really show any Chaos Legion leaks yet. We're still a little bit a ways away from doing that, I think. But Yaba, did you have any objections to me showing the actual Dr. Blight card? They've seen the artwork already, but I'm wondering.
Yeah, I mean, if Aggrod's on board, also we should have the stats ready that we could reveal.
Yeah,
For it.
I haven't seen the stats.
Oh, really? I
So
was just going to show the card without the stats.
no, well, let's go.
Should
I mean,
show the card with the
yeah,
stats?
Matt, if you're comfortable and you feel good about it,
I
then
don't know. I'm scared.
If
That's
you
a major, that's a
if you're
major
comfortable
block.
and you feel good, we should do it. I know people want to see it, and in fact, one of the
Yeah,
other things
right.
we should talk about is vouchers, Matt, at some point.
Yeah.
So let's start with the. So just so everybody knows, this is the first public viewing. This isn't necessarily the final, only way that it might be. We might take a little bit of feedback before it's fully released, but this is your first glance at Dr. Blight.
Yeah, that's a good disclaimer. This is, I mean, what we think at this point will be the final card. But until the actual release, it is possible that there could be changes if necessary. Let's see here. How do we do this? Not good. Computer stuff.
Yeah, everybody, this is all about going nuts. Boom, there it is. So do you want to talk about I think we know what all these abilities are, but maybe you can go walk through what we're seeing.
Holy crap! That's a lot for 4 mana. Geez.
That's a lot for 4 mana. That's a nice looking card.
It's basically, I mean, we do with every card, but especially with a promo card, we want to make them especially good and desirable, without being, overpowered, which, I hope, and, from looking at all the other cards and comparing that this should be reasonable, but also awesome at the same time. So, we were also discussing like whether there would be some new or different abilities, and there's definitely going to be some new abilities in Chaos Legion in general on the cards. But for Dr. Blight, we just went with like all the abilities that we basically currently had that seemed like this character would have them. So he just kind of like has all sorts of debuffs, poison. He gets stronger when other characters die in the battles, and he has his magic attack. But on the flip side, he does have relatively little health, so he is definitely weak and vulnerable in certain ways to things like magic reflect or opportunity blast, that type of stuff, which is generally how we look to balance things, where cards are very powerful, but then also have weaknesses in certain situations. So, but ultimately, we want to. This is probably the main reward of all the rewards available for getting in the pre-sale. So if you want Dr. Blight, get your vouchers, get your Chaos Legion packs during the pre-sale, and you'll have more chances of getting him in that airdrop when the pre-sale's over. Otherwise, you'll have to get them from the market, and there's no telling what market prices might be.
So will you just tell me what the last ability is on him at max level?
Yeah, I'll just go through all the abilities, just in case people aren't as familiar with all the images. So the first one is Affliction. So when he hits target an enemy with his attack, he has a chance to cause Affliction, which means that they will not be able to be healed. The second ability is Slow. So all the enemy monsters monsters get -1 speed. The third one is poison, where when he hits an enemy target, he has a chance of poisoning them, so they'll take 2 damage every round going forward, unless they're cleansed or something. The fourth one is scavenger, which means whenever any other monster dies in the battle, he gets +1 health. And then the last one is weakness, so he'll reduce all enemy monsters' health by 1.
That's savage. That's a great. It's a really nice combination between like a support card and a DPS, doing the magic, doing the poison, but also slowing everybody down, keeping them from being healed. Dr. Blight is pleased with this.
Wow, no, that's amazing. I just pooped myself. It's crazy. So the my wife is looking at me in disgust. So when we were going over the Dr. Blight character and I was giving Yaba like ideas about well what kind of abilities would work, I listed a bunch and it looks like he just took all of them and just went wham. So that's amazing, and that's a perfect balance too, because Dr. Blight he's a normal human guy. He's just possessed by this supernatural whatever and is insane. But so yeah, I think you got the balance perfectly for that character.
Pretty cool, Matt. Nice work. And it seems, I don't know, I can't quite tell from all the emojis, but it seems like the audience is pretty freaking pleased with this. That would be my my takeaway. I think everybody is about to go foam the crap out of themselves. This is awesome.
Yeah, if people don't immediately leave this AMA to just go nuts on SPS and vouchers and just want in on this, then something's wrong with those people, because this is amazing. It's a great card, and you'll notice that for the card specifically, the Chaos Legion cards are going to be slightly different than the reward cards in that some people made the comment that the reward cards had a background that was very, very clean. I liked it. It was very clean, but it didn't have the same untamed background where it had little the hint of a forest or the hint of something back there. So with Chaos Legion, you're going to notice that there are going to be defenders and invaders, and they'll have slightly different backgrounds for the core Chaos Legion set to distinguish from them, and to also distinguish that they're not reward cards. They're actual come from chaos packs. You'll also notice for Dr. Blight specifically, because he is a promo card, I stuck 2 little tiny red gems up at the top just to indicate that hey, there's something special about this card. Keep an eye on this one. So it's not part of a core set. It's a more of a promotional card. So anytime we do a little promotional card, I think I'll have those little tiny little red gems up at the top, just so people are aware. Well, it's hard for me to follow up with anything after that. I mean, I could toss a couple animations or something.
Oh yeah. You do it. You have to now. You have to.
Okay.
Let's toss a few animations, and then maybe we can talk about the future plans for vouchers, Chaos Legion release, and everything, and then we'll get the questions.
All right. Let's see. What should I share? I'm trying not to share Chaos Legion stuff until we're closer. So I got some. How about a couple gladiators? This is.
I mean, I think you can share some Chaos Legion art with just the caveat that like they may not end up being used, or
Nice.
who knows, but.
Well,
She's beautiful.
I don't. It's already a half an hour in. What I'll do is I'll definitely, you know what, I'll pick some very carefully and put them aside for the next AMA, just to make sure people are motivated to keep attending and frothing at the mouth for the next one. Oh, this is a cool animation. I like this one for the gladiators. So this is a life character, I believe. It's actually, for those of you who didn't know, that character's female. So very strong, independent woman with full plate armor, waving the banner.
There's no better way to show that you are a strong, independent woman in the modern age than wearing plate armor. I think we all know this.
We have, just to give you guys an idea, I think I've shared them before, what we're trying to accomplish with the new battle animations, where, you have the idle animations that I usually show, and then usually an attack. So Harklaw was a recent reward card, and here he is just kind of hanging out, his arm glowing a little bit. Um,
He's awesome. He's
now,
awesome.
keep in mind, this is by far not a final. This is kind of like a when we were first trying to figure out how attacks would look. But so we're gonna flesh out the rest of his body because his part of his arm's kind of missing and stuff. But at least it gives you an idea of kind of what we're going for. So when he goes in for the attack, he looks more something like something like this.
Wow, that's awesome. I like the glowing. If you guys don't think this, you're freaking. There's something wrong with you. This is so like my. I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm one of the founders and I'm the CEO. And then one of the first people we hired is Nate. And about I think it's almost a year ago, I was like, okay, I'm going to never like tell Nate anything to do ever again. I'm just gonna shut up, get out of his way, and like poke him every now and then of like, hey, do more awesome stuff, please. And I think one of the best things I ever did for this game is get out of Nate's way so that he can just be awesome. So everything you're doing looks gorgeous. I'm happy to say I have absolutely nothing to do with any of it. Nate just like goes full boss mode on all of this and freaking makes all of this look amazing. Thank you, Nate.
Well, no, thank you. So that's what I got so far. Just keep in mind that yeah, this is just the beginning, guys. This is us experimenting, putting our toes in the water, seeing what's the low hanging fruit. As we get further into this, as more people are brought on board, as we expand our capabilities, sky's the limit. I think it's going to be really freaking cool. So keep your eyes open.
So I can't tell you to, like, I don't know your financial circumstances, so I can't tell you what to do, but I know that I will be buying more Chaos Legion. This thing is looking freaking amazing. Thank you. Thank you, Nate. All right, we have a couple other people that just joined us. So Rondon, you've been around for a long time in like the Hive and spaces there. We just hired you. Do you want to go give like a quick hello? Maybe not too much, but just say hi and introduce yourself, and we'll come back to you as we get a little bit more involved here. There.
Sure.
Awesome. Hey, Ron, do you want to
speak today?
tell us a little bit about your background real quick? What have you done around here?
Well, I have been on. I've been on Steam, now Hive, since 2016. Started with Splinterlands way before they were called Splinterlands, and way before they even had stats on the cards, and before it was a game. You know, I do keep manage servers and keep bots running, and basically do all the technical junk in different servers. And I guess they're hiring me over here to keep on doing that stuff and more, because we got a lot of issues ahead of us, and I think we got a nice team. Am I low? And we got a nice team to handle it. So I'm really glad to be aboard. This is a great organization and a great bright future coming ahead of us.
Awesome. All right, well, we're going to hear more from Ron in the later days. He just started, so I don't want to go poke him too much. Clayboyne is here too, and actually, I don't know if Biz wants to talk. Biz never wants to get actually on air. Clay, are you there? Do you want to say hi to people?
Nobody can ever hear me.
Yeah, you're super low. That is confirmed, sir.
Yeah, that's how my voice works, unfortunately.
All right.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk a little bit about what you do and who you are and what your background is, and then kind of what you do around here?
Okay, so currently I'm running the social medias for the official Splinterlands accounts. I do some help with tech support, and I work on a bunch of the top secret stuff that I can't talk about, or Ag's gonna beat me up. But other than that, yeah, I'm just kind of here to see where this thing can go, and hopefully this is just the beginning. That's kind of how I feel about it.
Awesome. Thank you, Clay. Chatter, are you here? I can see you light up. Are you around, Chatter?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey.
You guys hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you. Do you want to go introduce yourself and come talk to the audience a bit about who you are and what you do and what your plans are?
Yeah, absolutely. So I've come on as the director of growth for Splinterlands here. So primary goal is working alongside the awesome team, the awesome marketing team, just really helping bring new users to the game and help kind of scale up this community. I'm going to be working quite a bit with partnerships in the future, so I'll be expecting some nice airdrops from other companies doing some partnerships with the game. Lots to come.
Awesome. Okay, I think that covers some of the new voices that we need to hear. I don't know if there are any other devs around that want to talk about what they're working on, but if there are, you can I guess poke me or say something, like tag me in chat, because that's what I'm able to see right now. But all right, Matt. So we have been talking a little bit about vouchers and the future of vouchers. We kind of came up with a plan that we're finally both pretty good with. So maybe you want to go talk about how vouchers will work and how that's going to happen in the next phase of Chaos Legion.
Yeah, the official post with all this information is coming. It's just, there's a lot of like little details we have to make sure everything's kind of buttoned up. So that's a work in progress, but coming very soon. But in the meantime, we can give you the high level plan that we're thinking. So basically, you all know the deal with the pre-sale and the fact that we've said that vouchers are going to continue to be used after the pre-sale. So our plan is that so first of all, let me start with we're planning to launch Chaos Legion, like the actual cards will be available, packs can be opened, and all that stuff in early December. We'll get the exact date buttoned up, but definitely first half of December, Chaos Legion should be out. You can open your packs and use the cards in battle. That will likely be before the modern and wild format stuff is ready, so it'll just be the same ranked battle format, and you can, you'll just have additional cards that you can use, and then once the wild and modern format stuff is ready, that will be rolled out at that time. But we didn't want to wait to have people not be able to open their packs until that's ready. So once Chaos Legion is released in early December, we plan to still be giving out vouchers through the same mechanism, but we plan to double the rate that they're given out, and still require a voucher to purchase Chaos Legion packs for the first 2 million packs after the pre-sale ends. So you'll get double the vouchers that you're getting now, and again, over about a 30-day period, there'll be 2 million vouchers given out to purchase Chaos Legion packs. And then after those 2 million packs are sold, you will no longer need vouchers to buy the packs. So it's again still just metering out the packs as the cards are now available to be used in the game for just a little bit before we kind of open the floodgates and let everyone in. And we've definitely had some real big players, and some whales that have indicated interest in buying kind of tons of packs. So this is still a little bit more of a way to meter out and slowly dole out the packs from the first 2 million after the pre-sale, which again will be eligible for those first 2 airdrops after the pre-sale airdrop. So there's still advantage to getting in there and also being able to use the cards at the game for about a month early. So then the question after that is, what will vouchers be used for after this kind of second phase of Chaos Legion packs? And we have some of that information and some is still being worked on. But I think our plan is that to get promo Chaos Legion, not promo, but bonus Chaos Legion packs going forward. So if you buy 100 packs, you get 10 bonus packs. So going forward, you'll need 10 vouchers to get those 10 bonus packs. So that the vouchers will sort of switch from, needing it to buy packs and into needing it to get additional benefit from buying, packs in bulk. And that kind of goes with our whole idea of vouchers, is that we want to obviously incentivize people as possible to get and stake SPS. And they're going to be going forward used for like promotional things. So any things where Splinterlands is giving out extra stuff or, limited time special things, any of that stuff going forward is going to require vouchers in some way, shape, or form. So
an example would be, how we did the horror set, and if you bought 100 packs, you got some specialty cards. You would, in this case, have to buy the 100 packs and spend vouchers to get the horrors cards. And not only that, and to go get the bonus cards that would come from being able to buy 100 packs. All of that will take the vouchers. You don't need it for the base of the 100 packs, but for anything bonus, you will. And that's what we want. We want it so that if you want the coolest stuff in the game or some, quote unquote free loot or something, that loot is going to come from having spent vouchers because you've been staking SPS.
Yeah, and I just want to be clear because there's some people that don't get this concept, and I kind of get some angry messages about it sometimes. But like, this is not a way for us to make more money. This is a way for us to, in some senses, forgo making more money in order to provide value. In this case, to the SPS token. So it's a way we're trying to give value to the community, to the token holders, to all of you guys. And it's not us being greedy and saying you need more, you need to spend more, do more to get this stuff. That's kind of the whole point of this. Like, you guys are part of this ecosystem. It's not company and players. It's everyone's in it together. So this value is going to all of us. So
And let's give a concrete example of that. So like in the pre-sale price, we're at $4 to go buy a pack from us. But the voucher is at like 18 to 22. So the majority of the wealth that's going for these packs is actually going to the stakeholders, which is exactly what we want. That is not a bug. That is a feature of this design.
Yeah, so it's just, I think there's definitely a group of people that don't get that, and it's an unusual concept. So I understand that it's hard, it's different, hard to understand at first, but it's really, I like to highlight it because it's important. It's the most important difference about this type of product than traditional games and traditional products is this mechanism whereby all this stuff should get the player base more excited because it's more value going to them, to the asset holders, to you guys. So that's why I just wanted to just point that out as much as possible and start changing people's mindsets to this one, where everyone benefits from the success, not just the company that creates it, sells it. Some other.
Yeah, go for it. No, I was going to say, I can think of at least one more thing about vouchers that we need to talk about. Maybe there's more, but I wanted to move on to the next part of that.
Yeah, I was just going to say the one other idea that we're kind of planning to do and fleshing out with vouchers is we're looking to expand the potions in the game. So there might be things like airdrop potions, which might give you, increased chances over the normal chances of getting airdropped cards. And possibly some other different kinds of potions, and those type of things might require vouchers. And just in general, we're looking for ways to basically say, if you have and you stake SPS, here are a bunch of advantages you get across the entire game for being able to do that. So you can either use your vouchers to take advantage of those things, or you can sell them to other people who want to take advantage of those things. But that's our mindset, is like, how can we give a bunch of different benefits and advantages and things to people who are, getting and staking SPS in the game.
Awesome. Any other, I think that covers it, but if there's any other thing that comes to mind for vouchers that we should go share that too.
Yeah, I think that covers everything we have, definitely planned for right now.
All right. Yeah, I thought so. I just wanted to check. Okay, so that one, we certainly didn't cover tons of questions yet. So I kind of feel like it might be time to go do some of the developer questions. I don't know that we'll get time for any more. I should have done a reminder. There's always new people that are coming in. This is like 350 people concurrently, so I'm sure a lot of you guys don't know. But the way that this works, when we do the questions, the first phase of this is that we just go through and we give updates that we and employees and maybe even team members, sometimes like guild leaders and stuff like that, are going to want to share. So we let people go talk and give updates. Then any of the questions that have happened previously over the last week, Liberty Lass goes through and she compiles them and puts them sort of in some semblance of order, the best that, it doesn't always make sense what the players are asking, so she does great. And then after that, then it's just the free-for-all. So some of you guys are like asking questions in chat. I'll get to your questions, but you gotta wait a bit. We gotta go through some of the player questions. So we got some development questions, some requests and suggestions, and then we're going to go, and that's probably the end of time that I have with Matt. So let's start with the development questions. Will the devs do something about the emergence of battle analysis bots? There was a bot that popped up and was featured in a famous streamer's YouTube that allows pretty insane win rates. Not too concerned about rank battles, but more for those big money tournaments. What do you think about bots that are getting smarter and smarter, Matt?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's nothing like specifically we're going to do about them other than we want to try to keep working on the game, you know, to make it more involved, more complicated, you know, more advantageous for people. So I think, you know, initially, obviously when there's new cards released, when there's new rule sets and things like that. And one thing is, as we get development and stuff kind of going and more streamlined, stuff like releasing new rule sets and little changes like that, I hope to happen much more regularly. And that stuff also, like, it will take these bots time to update their analysis, right? Where human players will have an advantage initially about being able to evaluate them. So that's one way to handle it. But then I also think, you know, this is a little further down the line, but once we get to the full land expansion being released and the items and spell cards in the games, that's a whole nother aspect to the battle. So it's not just picking a team of cards based on the rule set, but then you have to evaluate your cards compared to your opponent's cards on the battlefield and decide what items and spells to cast. And I think that will, you know, that will give a big advantage then to players who are actively, you know, making those determinations, or at least skilled players, over bots that will have an entirely new data set and way to work with. So, I mean, just generally overall, we're just trying to, you know, keep adding new things to the game that players will need to constantly consider, and then, you know, adding additional mechanics in the future.
Does your third-party ID verification service send player data to local taxing authorities such as the IRS, or do they only serve to prevent fraud, in particular for purchases with fiat for credits?
Yeah, no, there's no data sent to any taxing authorities, no data sent anywhere. So yeah, taxes are for each player to do on their own. Like we don't provide any data on players or anything to any authorities.
When can we expect the lock feature for assets other than cards, i.e. dark energy crystals, land, titles, or anything else that has value in the game?
That is a good question. I do not have an expected timeline on that yet, but it is one of the many things on our feature roadmap.
Will any Chaos Legion cards be animated? We have shown some animations. I think that's enough for now. Are you planning?
Yeah, but not in the game for right now. I mean, we're planning to do a lot with animations in the game in the future, but you know, for the immediate term, the Chaos Legion cards in the game will not be animated.
Are you planning to add power to those players who have bought land to give the players a rewarding feeling for investing in other areas of the game, not with cards? And you could also answer that for SPS or anything else other than just collection power.
Well, definitely, we're not planning to give collection power for anything other than cards in the collection, because that's specifically used for battling. And you know, the concept is like if you're battling at a certain level, you have, you know, reasonably the cards to make sense battling in that level. But obviously, there's many other benefits for having land and other assets. I mean, right now there's the SPS airdrop is the main one. It's just going to be general benefits planned going forward for all different kinds of Splinterlands assets, but not collection power. That's only for the collection.
Do you think having a complete set of cards will give some benefit in the future other than having a more competitive deck to play?
Possibly. I mean, we have thrown out some concepts of things you could do with complete sets of certain cards. It hasn't been like top of the priority list, so but it's a concept that we like.
Yeah, I love. Just for the record, I love the concept of sleeves that like Cogs is doing, and I'd love to see like extra bonuses to DEC capture rate or SPS capture rate. But like none of that is like the next priority, not even close. So I think there's more stuff that we could do, but nothing in the immediate future. We have so much other stuff that we need to get to first. Can you confirm or deny any ongoing cooperation between Splinterlands and Acno Ledger? I don't know who Acno Ledger is. Matt, do you know who Acno Ledger is?
I'm not familiar with them either.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. So be wary. That doesn't mean that it's wrong. I mean, one of the things about, blockchain is that anybody can use their cards for anything. So since I don't know anything, I'm not going to say it's a scam, but I would say because we don't know anything and they're promoting it, it's possible. So just be like everything else in crypto, do your own research and be really careful when you spend your money. Usually start with small money before you try anything with big money. We talked about some potions, but this one is specifically, is there anything like the mystery potion that might come back, do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a ton more we can do with potions, but I don't know specific, other than what we talked about, like maybe things like airdrop potions. I'd also like to do things with like guild-related potions. There's definitely going to be land-related potions. I don't know if there's going to be something like the mystery potion or not.
Will you be releasing the app on the Amazon App Store?
I don't think we have any plans to. I just don't think it's likely worth the time and effort to do that.
Will you create new card skins in the future?
Yeah, skins is another one of those things where like so much cool stuff we can do and so much potential, and it just has never been at the top of the priority list, and we haven't got time for it. But again, after like, if our 3 to 6 month timeline of like getting lots of new developers and people on board and up to speed and going and chugging, then we should have lots of extra bandwidth to start adding in all this other cool stuff that just hasn't been a priority. And skins is definitely on that list. Like, we love really cool skins, animated skins, all different kinds of stuff.
With all the other changes that will be coming with Chaos Legion, with the Brawl Fray system get a makeover in its rule sets too, could this maybe be an opportunity to encourage spreading out over the tiers more?
Yeah, for sure. The Brawl phrase will be updated. Probably not immediately when Chaos Legion comes out. We'll give people, some time to kind of build up their Chaos Legion decks. And then we'll kind of start adding in some Chaos Legion brawls there. And tournaments also.
Will you add a friends list and or chat feature?
Yeah, possibly. Again, hasn't been a top priority. And typically, I think a lot of people just use Discord on the side for that, which is fine for now. But all these things, if we have extra development resources, are things we can work on.
All right, I have 3 suggestions here. So I don't know that suggestions need anything other than just you hearing them. So I moved these things up to the beginning. Has anyone considered something like an aftermarket edition that would release modern replicas that are compatible with older cards so that we can have the opportunity to max them out? The new cards change the aesthetic so it would mark it as janky, but it would still perform the same capacity. DEC values would be significantly lower or maybe even negative, as in each janky level addition added burn value by adding a negative DEC value to it. I hate having cards I'll never max out, but I understand the need for scarcity, so maybe sacrificing prestige and monetary value for functionality could be possible. I think he's talking about, like, are there ways that we would add something that could work with an alpha to max an alpha? Or do you think that that alphas are just capped?
Yeah, I'm not going to say either way, other than that stuff is really hard, right? Because you have to do it in a way that doesn't devalue older cards. And that's difficult. So I'm not going to say no to any of this. I'm always open to these ideas and things, but that's a real difficult one that's going to take a lot of time and thought to see if there's anything that makes sense and to do it properly. And it's just not something we're focusing that time and effort on right now.
I'm making a guide for new players who will no longer earn DEC in Novice and Bronze 3. I'm curious why playing in Novice and Bronze 3 leagues that players' ECR goes down even though they aren't earning any DEC. Would it not be better for them to play and learn the game, increase their rating, and then when they are ready to rank cards to start earning Bronze 2 or above, they start with 100% capture rate? I get that they could just wait to get back to 100% ECR, but it delays them even longer from earning.
Yes, that makes sense, and just I think I would say something that probably got overlooked, but I agree. They should just stay at 100%.
Could we get an extra channel for SPS hodlers, possibly with a floor of 10,000 SPS to join, kind of like an SPS MAV channel? Yeah, I know that people want extra channels. That's on my list. I've been so swamped, but I'll start, one of these days I'll start talking with the guy that runs the bot that can automatically apply the levels So as long as you've registered and we've actually built this thing out, that's a thing. All right. So we're kind of at the last 3 minutes here for the first hour, and that's typically when we let the devs go. So before I'm going to power through a couple more pages of questions, and then I'll move to just everybody being allowed to ask whatever question they want and going through those. So before we go, Matt, is there anything that you'd like to talk about? And I actually see Sicarius here too. I don't know if Sicarius wants to go give like a short introduction or something, but that would also be one last thing I'd want to get done in the first hour here. But Matt, any kind of last minute thoughts or last minute things you want to add before we let you go and I just power through these questions?
Yeah, I guess kind of reiterating some of the same things I've been saying for a little while now, but we know there are delays, support tickets and things are, taking a while. The development and new features aren't coming as fast as we would like yet, but we're like 100% actively working on taking out those bottlenecks, and things kind of pile up while we're working on the bottlenecks. But our hope is that again, within like the 3 to 6 month time period, those bottlenecks will be taken out, and then all of a sudden you can imagine just like all this stuff just starting to flow through super fast. And that's what I'm really looking forward to, and I can clearly see that taking shape. So, we'll have to go through, a number of more AMAs with these same types of, we don't have the time, the resources for that yet, or those are good ideas, but we're not focusing on that right now. And I hope to get, again, sometime early next year, to the point where we're like, we just have a bunch of extra capacity, and we just, I take notes in these AMAs, and we can just be like, we have someone who's just working on these 5 things that were brought up in the last AMA, and they'll be ready soon. So that's where I see us going. I can't guarantee anything, but that's our entire goal in life right now, pretty much, is take care of those bottlenecks, get more people, get them up to speed, get all this stuff flowing faster. So, appreciate everybody's patience while it takes time to get there, but it should be super awesome in the not too distant future.
Rock on. All right, guys, that was Matt. It's great to have the Matt and the dev and some team members. Sicarius, are you here? Do you wanna chat real quick? You're
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. So you're new to the dev team. Do you want to give just like a quick short background, and then maybe just talk about what you started working on, and then I'll get to the questions here.
Yeah, sure. So I've been helping out with the dev on the Splinterlands team since July, I think, and it's been great. I love the game. Have loved the game for a long time, so it was kind of a dream to come actually on board to work for the game. I don't have anything quite as cool to show as say Nate. I work on a lot of the internal tools inside Splinterlands, but we brought up a little bit earlier about how we're trying to equip our support team with as many tools and things like that as possible to really get a good ticket turnaround and handle more tickets than ever before, grow that team out, and I help build some of the tools to kind of enable them to do some of those things and close those tickets faster than ever before, and what have you. So yeah, that's just a little bit about me and what I do on the team.
Hey Matt, are you still here, or did you leave? Oh, I think we lost Matt. No, Matt's still here. I'm thinking, are we due for an evening AMA or a morning AMA? I think it's been a while since we've done an evening one. Anybody know? Matt, do you have a preference? Hearing none, last AMA was morning. Yeah, I think it's time for an evening. So I'm going to type this in chat, 8 p.m. EST AMA. And it's really hard to type in gloves and a mask, just so people know. All right, that'll be the next one. So let me move this while I'm paying attention to it. 6, 8. All right, good. Okay.
Wait,
So,
hold on a second. I'm not sure if I can do 8 p.m. next week.
okay. Well, that's what I was trying to ask.
Yeah, sorry. I had to do something real quick, so I wasn't hearing what was going on.
Yep. What time makes sense for you?
Morning would be the best. I think I'm going to be away next weekend, so
All
I'll
right.
be leaving later, like
All
in the
right.
afternoon on Friday.
Sorry, guys. We're going to do another 9 a.m. So let's try that again. Actually, Matt, I'm wearing gloves and mask. Can you type 9 a.m. AMA, and that'll be November 5th?
Yeah, so 9 a.m. should be 13 UTC, I think, before daylight savings time. Very annoying.
All right. Perfect. Okay.
Hey, Aggie, can I throw out one thing real quick?
Yeah. Do your thing.
So one thing we're going to do, guys, that I'm working with the team internally on is we're going to do a better job about getting you guys in the community more visibility in what's going on with the company. And what you guys are going to see communication-wise is probably a public calendar with when we're doing things. And it'll be really easy to follow along and figure out when that's happening. I know that it's always a question, are we doing it in the morning, evening, night, which day? But we're going to get a lot better communication about that going forward. And you guys are going to be able to see it very soon. So probably within the next week, you'll start seeing something hit. So look on here on Discord, and we'll be circulating that on our social medias.
Awesome. All right. So I'm going to go hammer out some questions. I got 3 pages of questions, so this really isn't that bad of a pre-planned document. And then after I get through these questions, then we'll open it up. So I see people asking questions now. I'm going to continue to ignore them. And then after I've gone through the questions that people have already asked, we've already filtered, we've already put into buckets and groups, then I'll get to all the general questions next. So I'm not really ignoring you. I'm just following the agenda, which is developers give updates, previous doc or the previous questions get answered, and then the current questions, the very last thing that happens are the current questions get answered. All right. SPS questions, voucher questions. Why is SPS not considered an in-game asset? I'm not really sure what the context of that question is or why it matters if it's in-game or not. So if you want to go specify that again, I'm happy to answer that, but I don't have enough question to ask. The SPS voucher liquidity pool, is there a limit on how many assets it has to stay solvent? E.g., as the pre-sale winds down and people pull their assets out of the pool, will the pool shut down? I'll probably make sure that there's enough in there that the pool does not technically shut down. But yeah, if it gets too small, then it gets really wonky to try to build back up. But fortunately, the voucher system doesn't end at the end of the first pre-sale. It'll never end. It'll go on forever and ever and ever. So like that. Will you be willing to set up a DEC voucher pool? If one was to be set up, would it give AD points? Airdrop points. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's probably a question that we need a Matt to answer. Some of that stuff is like, look, if there's only $10,000 in the pool, then probably not. But if by the time that it gets up higher, then maybe it would. So I don't know the answer to that. It kind of depends on how big it gets. Given the liquidity pools and participation in them are important, has any consideration been given to opening voucher drop points to SPS LPs, specifically SPS voucher and SPS DEC pools? More specifically, after the end of the pre-sale, when vouchers will no longer have value, that is no longer true, but will still be needed. I don't know that the vouchers are going to get their own pools or get airdrop points. We'll have to find out. We'll see how big they get. I don't know. At least at this stage, you should consider them not being there. And if you're doing it, it's because you have some altruism, not because you're going to get rich. After the pause and voucher drops for the consolidation week, wrapping up the pre-sale, will you have a makeup voucher airdrop day on the 8th instead of 33.34 vouchers dropped, 100, 200, 300, 400,000 all at once? I don't think so. It's fine since it's, everybody's in the same boat. So it shouldn't really we don't need to just randomly drop, 100,000. We told everybody there's a break, so it'll slow down for a bit and then new airdrops will start for the vouchers. Since you aggroed our founder and basically the face of the company, people hang on your every word. In the last AMA, you told people that Mavericks chat is where you reply and it's the place to follow to get an idea on the game. With that being said, before pre-sale, you aggressively told people to buy and stake, even as SPS climbed above 70 cents. Once it hit 90 cents, you stopped hyping SPS. Was that where you had sell limit orders? What encouragement do you have for the small timers in general chat who follow Mavericks who kept buying all the way into the 90s, do the push and shove that was encouraged in Maverick chat? I sell very little into the market. when I tell people when I sell, the only reason why I personally sell is so that I can go build liquidity pools. So if somebody has some Bitcoin or something, or actually the next ones that I want are the AXS and SLP, because I want to bring those communities in more. That's when I do it. I wasn't watching prices. I just started thinking like, wow, as this whole thing starts getting crazy, I actually started like slowing back on hyping things just because like there really isn't enough for everybody. And so I have, earlier I was like, oh, I really need to punch the sale further. And I've been thinking like, oh God, there's going to be a lot of disappointed people, especially as the FOMO picks up. So no, I didn't sell some major sell wall or something. Yes, I continue to think that everybody should stake SPS, but that's not financial advice because I don't know your personal rules and I don't know your human aspect. I'm telling you, I stake nearly everything that I get for SPS, and when it's not, it's to go build liquidity pools to help this game and this community, because you guys are amazing. Have you ever considered that maybe airdrops are giving DEC more value than cards and SPS? I think DEC should have been 1,000 to 1 airdrop points. Maybe, but it doesn't matter now because like that's some good Monday morning quarterbacking. But we've already released a white paper. It's a fundamental thing of what people have done, and we don't. It's not an exploit by any means, so it's not something that we're just going to go jump in and change. Any thoughts of using UMA's KPI options to distribute rewards as opposed to just the base token? KPI options can be used to incentivize beneficial behavior and move the community towards a common goal. Basically, options tokens destroyed that would reward more DEC SPS based on the level of key performance indicators hit. No, I don't know anything about any of those, so I don't have any thoughts on using them other than I probably won't do it because I don't really know what they are. But maybe I'll look into that if some of the other big deals that I'm working on die down or cool off. Will the team consider staked SPS as part of collection power? This will boost utility of SPS. No, we're not going to consider staked SPS as part of collection power. Do you already have an idea on how many vouchers you're releasing every day after the pre-sale? Yes, we announced that after the first phase, it moves to the second phase. And in the second phase, it's 1 month and there'll be 2 million vouchers released. But we haven't said how many are going to be in the full release. All right, page 3 out of 4, and then I'll get to the full AMA questions. I'm gonna start fresh, so don't put your questions in now. Wait until we say it's time for questions, and then you can put those in. All right, Chaos Legion questions. All packs purchased during the pre-sale, including bonus packs received, will be eligible for a chance to receive all 13 new cards that will be airdropped every time the next 1 million Chaos Legion packs are sold over the life of the set. Chance of, is it 2% as with each limited promo? No, it is not. In part because some of those cards are going to be commons, rares, epics, and legendaries. So what your chance of getting a card is going to be, it changes with each one. And so I can't tell you exactly what that number will be because it changes over the life of the sale. Each pack purchased during the pre-sale, including bonus packs, will have a 2% chance of receiving a limited edition promo card, and each of those will have a 2% chance of being a gold foil version. Accounts that have purchased 50 or more packs during the pre-sale will be guaranteed to receive at least one 2% pack plus 1 guaranteed per 50 packs. So 50 packs potentially generates 2 limited promo cards. Well, you could get, so it's always a random chance. I mean, if you buy 50 packs, there is some statistical probability that you'll get 50, you could get 50 Dr. Blights, and you could actually get 50 gold foil Dr. Blights. It's just super, super limited in chance. So what we said is we want to make sure that this is spread out somewhat evenly and okay. So we're working on that. But look, the 50 packs is where you get a guaranteed, you'll get a guaranteed regular foil Dr. Blight, and if you buy 1,000, there's a whole bunch of the Chaos Legion packs that you'll get a whole bunch of Dr. Blights, and if you buy 1,000 packs collectively, then you're guaranteed at least one limited edition or the limited gold foil. But just keep in mind, you could get more than that. I got a couple texts that screwed up that answer, so sorry about that. All right, we are doing Chaos Pool in our guild. What about the Maverick status? Do you only get one pack per 1,000? Yes. Can the status be transferred to another person? No. If we only get one, could you elaborate the reasoning behind that decision? Because it's each person has to spend 1,000. Why does someone with the title Legionnaire not get access to the Mav channel? That's a possibility, but I don't know. I'll think about that. If I purchase 870 packs in the presale with a 15% bonus, do I get the Maverick status? You know, my intention was no, but I actually think that it's working that way. So I don't have an answer for you. I don't know if it's working that way or not. If it's working that way, I'm probably not changing it. And then it would be you would have had to have gotten 1,000 packs from us instead of purchased 1,000 packs from us. But either way, I guess I'm okay with it. After the pre-sale, will we need a voucher or not? Yeah, you'll need for the next 2 million packs, you'll need a voucher. And then after that, if you want bonus packs, you'll need the voucher. And then if you ever want cool rewards, you'll need the voucher there as well. And I can't believe I've done this whole thing with this freaking mask on. Kind of hilarious. Okay, general game questions. So nearing the end, are we going to have a free spellbook for Wild and Modern? Funky, yeah. I wonder if we need 2 different spellbooks. I don't know. I hadn't actually thought about that. But you might need to spend some vouchers to go get the extra spellbook. I don't know yet. We'll see. In modern rank, is the newer cards that can only be played in Modern's collection power going to count for Modern's power requirement, but hopefully with a lower collection requirement? Or will the older card collection power still count and the collection power requirements stay the same? I'm not speculating on this yet. We're gonna look into that. I don't have an answer for you right now. Agrod, have you ever considered having someone manage your rentals? I believe that active management would improve the overall state of the game, especially the rental market, and would increase your earnings off your assets considerably. Also, I believe I would be very good at it. Posted from AXRHO. I've thought about it, and I've put 0 effort into it. I just set a price a while ago and then have left it there and have been amazed at how well this rental market is doing. People just like to hand over cash. It's like the most amazing passive income I've ever experienced. So I have no complaints. I know that people are doing better than what I have done, and they put time and thought into it, and they get these like outrageous returns. I don't care. It's working really well. So maybe if there's somebody that's dying to go manage some cards for me, I guess I would take applications. Planning to create my own guild. I just want to know if, other than extra percentage for every DEC win, what are the other incentives the Guildmaster has? So I think we still have to go improve this some more than what we've done. There are big discounts that happen. But in the future, when, as DevOps settles, we get SPS out and SPS staking and SPS incentives. One of those is you'll get SPS for your guild battles, and that's a whole other thing. And that, there's a whole bunch of money for that. Why is there a maximum HP delegation of 21.5 HP? Lots of genuine players that like to rent cards are running out of RC, and I have been giving them free delegations to help, but really the Splinterlands team needs to address this to provide a better experience for their players that aren't active on Hive. I understand that the spellbook is $10, and so that's only about 13 Hive power, but I think the limit should be lifted. The more engagement, the better. The answer to that is 21.5 gets you the minimum experience that we're happy to require. And if you want more, I don't think it's unreasonable for the game to say, hey, if you're up at that level of engagement, you have some requirements of your own to buy and stake Hive power. So just so you know that. And AXRHO, I guess go DM that to me, but maybe wait till Sunday or something because I'm so freaking swamped. All right, will the amount of power to climb the league in modern mode be less than if we play in wild mode? I'm not making power decisions yet, and that's really up to Matt, and really it's up to Cryptomancer of where we land. We'll see. Is there a date for a new land sale? Practically speaking, it's never. the Splinterlands land is out. That's it. I mean, maybe in 5 years or something, if the landowners tell us that they want new land, then maybe that's something that we'll do. But I'm in no rush to release land. If we do release land, it would be for something like a new expansion to Splinterlands or like an entirely different game. You know, if we do like a sports game, there might be stadiums or something, and that would count as something like a land sale. But for Splinterlands, no. I mean, we make the promise that every year we're going to put out another pack or another edition, and who knows if it's going to actually be a year. That's our intention, but I can't tell you that's I don't have a crystal ball that's good enough to tell you that in exactly 12 months we're going to sell exactly this many packs. We're just doing our best there. So we give out. We know that new cards are coming out, and that we do it yearly, or at least we plan on doing it yearly. And but we don't make that same plan for land. Land is designed to be scarce. Just so you know, there's 150,000 plots and there's 700,000 paid accounts. There's not enough land for everybody, and it's going to stay that way. All right, this is the last kind of page here, and then I can get to all of your questions in here. Hello, will you ban or limit bots in the game? No, we won't ban them. The limit is we don't want bots to have any advantages over humans, but the rule is if you have cards and keys, you are allowed to play. Have the devs considered some kind of bot blocking tool like CAPTCHA or something to prevent bots from getting too many rewards? The way that the need to nerf rewards may be lessened and ensure the rewards are going mostly to real players that grow the game. Okay, so just to talk about this whole thing, the like Novice and Bronze 3 is the one place in the game where we allowed an exploit and we were dumb for allowing it. And the rule of the game is you have to stake if you want to get rewards. It's that simple. And we made a mistake in Novice and Bronze by not enforcing that rule. So you can play, and there's no rewards, or like you're not getting cards there, but that's because you're not staking anything. The second that you start staking something, then you can start getting rewards. And I don't feel bad about that. That for the people that are really upset about it, they're like brand new players and they're frustrated or something. On the starting side, I can understand how it's frustrating. But if you've done something like spend $1 million in the game, and then you find out that we're just giving cards away to everybody willy-nilly just because they're brand new, it would devalue your assets because it would inflate your assets. And so you would have very little incentive to go purchase and hodl cards because it would be so easy to earn them down at these lower levels. You would just spread out all your cards across all these low-level accounts, which we've seen with some bot creation, and it devalues the assets for everybody in the game. So we don't want that to happen. It is not about being anti-new player or sinister. It's not like Dr. Blight is here to kill new players. It's not like that. It's just we are trying to make sure that there aren't exploits, and it's a giant exploit in the game it's a giant exploit in the game if you can earn with 0 collection power. So that's what we're doing. All right, this suggestion is because I know a lot of players come from low-income countries like me, and one of the main aspects of this game that allowed me to start and kept me playing and loving the game was the possibility to see my account growing before I felt comfortable with investing more in the game. So you can still do that. Like the rental system is actually really efficient at allowing people to go play and earn and not have to spend a lot of capital. So again, I don't feel too bad. It might take a little second to get up to speed on how we do that, but that's part of why I want the hospitality team. All right, I got like just 2 more questions, and then I'm going to open it up. So if you guys have, so that's the thing. You literally have to spend 5 cents to get out of Bronze 3. So we're not some like evil mafia that is totally anti-noob. It's just, if you want to get out of Bronze 3, if you want to earn, you need collection power. And that's not anti-bot, that's not anti-new player. That is just a fundamental rule of the game. All right, so even though it isn't a free-to-play game, having access to enough dark energy crystals by playing a few matches and starting to rent a few cards to really try out was decisive for me. If I was starting today and realized I needed to buy dark energy crystals after buying the spellbook to try to rent cards to play in Bronze 2, to get a few dark energy crystals for a few chances to get a card, I would probably drop the game in less than a week or don't even start it. But by being able to grow my account 50 days ago when the rewards were considerably better, I just fell in love with the game and started to buy assets. since it felt worth my little but precious time. You know, people have told me this story over and over again, and that's fine and well. But at the same time, I want you guys to know that you know, like we've seen hundreds of millions of dollars go into the value of those cards. So like back in June, we sold out, and in June the cards were worth, you know, $20 million. And then a couple months later, with all this growth and no new cards coming out, the cards got up to like 200 something million. They're up at like 240 million now. And if we make it really easy for everybody to just get cards, the easier it is, the less value there is to holding them. The card prices dump and nothing has value, and you get back to basically being a free-to-play game. And that's not what we want. We want to make sure that the assets that you own continue to hold value. And so to protect the economy, we don't just make it super easy. I know that everybody that's new wants way more assets for way less work and way less money, because that's how everything in crypto works. But the harder that we toe the line, the more set in stone we are, the better that we can actually protect the value when the players are buying. And it's not, I don't want to protect the value for the people that are earning. I want to protect the value for the people that are buying, because that's what actually sets the value of all these things. So the more that I toe that line, the more that I help this whole ecosystem. And I know that it hurts like the pride or the ability, or it's not quite as capable for somebody way down at the beginning of this, but you know, they got to come in. They gotta make their way like everybody else, because otherwise, you know, we're basically subsidizing them. And when we do that, you know, go subsidize them on your own. If you really feel that strongly that people need the help, then go delegate them cards and do other things to make it better for them. But don't force the game to do that. If you own collection power, you can earn, and if you don't, then you can't. And that's how it's got to be. All right, the way the system is now, I just see bots renting power to Bronze 2 and restarting all over. That is fine with us. I don't have any problem with bots that own collection power. Making the devs see the need to nerf the rewards even more. No, actually, if they're renting cards, I'm not sitting here crying about, hey, they don't have collection power. So if the bots are a problem but are allowed, my suggestion is to make a tool to prevent bots from getting too much rewards instead of nerfing rewards every season for everyone in low leagues. So I don't think we're going to keep doing. We got to see how it works, but I don't think we need to keep nerfing everything. I think it's finally pretty good. If we do some other nerfs, there are some other plans, and they might involve vouchers. But you know, Matt and I looked at that and said, no, we're not doing it yet. Let's go see how this rolls out, and then we can go from there. Whew. Okay, so now we have 35 more minutes. And in those 35 more minutes, I'm going to go answer whatever questions you want. I'm going to start with this light project question, and I'm going to ignore all the questions above this light project one. So if you have questions, now is the time. Thank you for waiting. Thank you for being patient. For the people that weren't patient, hopefully you understand how this works. And now is the time when you can start asking questions. And when we are 10 minutes from the end, that's the last question that should really go in, so that I can go catch up from there. So question, what Splinterlands operations are decoupled from Hive public blockchain? I know so far battles results are decoupled. Is the public blockchain the source of truth for market operations? Yeah, anything that involves transfer of value has to be on a public blockchain. I don't think that there's anything other than battle results, but maybe one of the devs can correct me. Question, will there be no metered release after the 1 month extension of vouchers? If not, are you okay with all the Chaos Legion sell out in days or maybe even weeks, maybe minutes once it's opened up? What date will that 1 month of extended vouchers start? I can't give you the exact date of that. I think it'll be like, you know, shortly after the end of this pre-sale. And that means, I forget how many days are left in the pre-sale. You know, we might need a day or two or a little bit of time to switch gears. We're not intending to like push off another month or year or whatever. It should be soon. I'm hoping it's maybe like a day or two after, but you know, the way that things are and we're already backed up, I don't want to promise that, but that would be my intention. What kind of chair do you have? I have a large house and I have many kinds of chairs. Clayboy is asking, will we see the next mini set like Dice require an SPS burn to buy packs instead of DEC this time? Any chance we see the SPT NFT art count towards airdrops or collection power at some point, since SPT counts towards the airdrops? I don't know. I know that people want the NFT art to count towards that, but I'm not promising that. It's not on the roadmap. Maybe that's something that we can ask the guy to look into and see if he could do. But that's there's nothing like that immediately in the plans. The next pack, Rift Watchers, is set to be a DEC burn. I do want to see some SPS stuff happen where maybe you have to buy with SPS, and it'll be another mini series, kind of like Rift Watchers, Orbs, and Dice. But we'll see. I'm hoping that it would be something that's branded. You know, you can think of like some giant media company that wants to dip their toe in the water. They ask Splinterlands, we make a pack, we give them some shared revenue, and we go from there. So stuff like that, I think, would be the SPS side, but I don't have any immediate plans on that. What is your plan on addressing scalability and sustainability in regards to the issue of resource credits for new members of the game? Would you say to new folks who spend a bunch of money on rentals and then run out of resource credits after they adjust their decks? Well, if you're making money by doing this, you have to go invest in the underlying technology, and if you want to be doing lots of transactions, you need to like own and stake a little bit of HP. And I don't feel bad asking that, because you're not spending HP, you're just staking it. So you got to spend it's not even all that much money. It's like you need another 15 HP or something. That's like $10. So you got to spend another $10, but you're not even spending it. You're just staking it. So, and there's other people that can help. I mean, I think that this whole community kind of figures it out. So we go up to where we're comfortable, and then, you guys, especially when you start and you're doing like all this stuff all right away, it can be a little bit hard, but talk to the community. Maybe somebody in the community can help, or maybe you have another $5 or $10 and you can buy high power and stake it. When will you update the mobile version so we'll be able to join tournaments using mobile? I'd love to go get the mobile dev on here. I haven't asked him that recently, but we know that that's something that people want to do. I think the guild stuff is first and then tournaments after. Will vouchers from the pre-sale be transferable to after pre-sale? So hold on to our vouchers now until after the pre-sale when we need less vouchers. I wouldn't do that. I would utilize or sell my vouchers now, because the promo cards are so valuable. So that's my suggestion, but I don't. But do what you want to do. All right. Can collection power be required based on battles played pertaining to rewards? Example: if you play 100,000 matches, you should not be in bottom tiers. Can collection power be required based on battles played? I don't even know what that means. I'm confused, so I'm skipping that. Does packs are reserved to vouchers? Can you guys double check your questions? These things get a little confusing sometimes. Does packs are reserved to vouchers holders and next sale just like pre-sale? Like if you were getting a certain amount of vouchers, you can buy the same amount of packs. 100 vouchers equals 100 packs reserved to be able to buy. Yeah. So in the next part, you're going to have to use vouchers to buy packs, but now there's no titles and there's no special promo card. You still get the airdrop cards, but you're going to need vouchers to buy packs. And then afterwards, it switches so that right now it is you need the packs. You need the voucher for packs, but you don't need them for bonus packs. And then we're going to flip it. You won't need them for packs, but you will need them for bonus packs. So the utility of vouchers will keep going in a cycle like this, I believe. So like when we do Rift Watchers, you'll need Rift Watchers, we'll need vouchers initially to buy, and there'll be all these pre-sale bonuses. Then you'll need the vouchers to buy, but there won't be the pre-sale bonuses. And then you won't need vouchers to buy, but you will to get the bonus packs in the main sale. So that I think we're going to keep doing that flow, that 3-part cycle. Would you consider coming to our 1,000 follower Halloween party on Twitch tonight at 11 p.m. Eastern? So I get up at 5 a.m. So I'm an old man. I'm a boomer. Gank, it's nothing personal. I think it's great. Maybe I'll go shoot you a couple beta packs so you can give them away. But 11 p.m. is dad midnight for me, or not dad all-nighter. So I'm an old fart. 700,000 spellbooks were already purchased. Great, the community is growing. How do you plan to support the growing number of players? What is your current team size, support, and dev? Honestly, I don't even know how many people we have that are like full-time and contract at this point. So I don't know. It's probably still 20 people that are full-timers, probably 20-ish, I think, on the support side. Maybe Biz can inform us of that. That are contractors, and then there's like another 40 to 60 people that are outside this company that we constantly work with. So it's hard to go tell you exactly how many people are involved in this, because at any given time we're engaging different companies to help us in different ways. But we keep the main company pretty light. It's like we really want it to be people that are from this community that have the skills that we need to go help us. So like that. Has been said if there will be a new promo card in phase 2 of Chaos Legion sale. So there is an airdrop card, but it's not a promo card. It'll just be released into the set. So yes, there will be another airdrop card, but no, like all the major benefits of the pre-sale go away. It's less about like really pushing that first million and more about like we're continuing to meter out these packs. So if you want these packs, you're going to need SPS. A maximum of 2 million will be for sale next month. We continue to meter like it. I guess you guys don't always understand that like stuff like that hurts our business. Like why would we meter packs? If we wanted to make as much money, we would just sell packs. But what we're trying to do is allow people in, but also meter how quickly they can come in and make it just so that one person can't buy all the cards or something stupid like that. You have to have the vouchers if you want to come in. Anybody that's been here has a chance to get them. And then only after everybody has sort of had a chance to get, the first 20% of the cards, then we start opening up to the public. And then after anybody that's been in the community and stakes in the community has had their shot, then it's open up to the public. And, maybe everybody buys out in a day, like Jarvia said. And okay, I'd be a little bit surprised if that happens, but that would be technically allowed in the last part here. But I don't see that happening. I'll tell you, I've had a couple people that are trying to put together $1 million deals with me for Chaos Legions, and they're bringing in like full teams, full guilds, getting champ level everything. And I have 2 to 3 of those on the table right now. And I'm excited for it because it's like, here are new teams, new guilds, new stuff, new everybody coming into the game, and it's exciting. But they'll get their packs from the general sale packs if those things go through. Question, will we be able to use lands of someone else in our guild, like staking a high-level card in someone else's land? That's basically like a rental question. Yes, there will be land rentals. Is there a limit to days that we can go without claiming SPS airdrop before we lose any? Well, you lose because you're not restaking it, and then you're not getting the APR and APY that you could be. But you can like keep claiming. I don't know of any block on that. Will the total amount of vouchers be infinite, or will voucher airdrops end when the SPS airdrop ends? I think it'll be infinite, and we might, depending on what things are doing, we may change how quickly you are getting vouchers, like depending on what else is going on in the game. So maybe there's just less. But remember, we're looking at doing things like, you want an airdrop potion? Great, you have to buy a potion and you have to spend a voucher. And that to me is like totally in line with what we want for this business. It's like we want money to grow the business, but we also want tons of money to be going back to the people that are staking. And if we do that well, then everybody's happy. The buyer is happy because they get this sweet bonus. The game is happy because we've sold the potion, and the community is happy because the people that have staked SPS now get money for the voucher that they've sold. Or they just keep it, and the people that are staking are the ones that get all the cool bonuses. And we're okay with that too. So we're excited to see what the community does with this. All right, question. Will packs purchased without vouchers after the first month still qualify for airdrop cards? Yeah, I mean, any pack that you purchase directly from us will count for airdrop cards. Yes, they will. Can we get some Splinterlands SPS tournaments for gold and silver leagues that have a lower SPS staking requirement? No. There has always been a huge gap in the SPS staking requirement, and for players with a few thousand SPS staked in gold or silver, the only accessible tournament is a Cobalt mining expedition. The bronze blunderbuss was previously accessible, but the risk reward never made sense for gold or silver players. No, it's set across every single tournament, except maybe Cobalt, that the amount if there's 10,000 SPS in the prize pool, the amount you have to stake is 10,000. And that's set across all the tournaments except maybe one. Question, in previous AMAs, there was a discussion about giving affiliate rewards for packs purchased with DEC or SPS. What is the status of that? Do we get rewards if our referrals pay with something other than credits? Yeah, I think that the SPS and DEC count. I'm not 100% positive, but I'm like 85% sure that you'll get that. But just remember, it doesn't work on like secondary sales or anything. It's only if you're buying directly from the game. Question, is there any plan to rescale the quest potions to adjust for the DEC growth and value? Currently, we just ripped them out. So at the moment, no. Also, has a growing complaints of canceling or rentals or relist for the end of season pricing hikes gotten to upper level conversation? Do you see that as an issue of people canceling the existing rental period so the owners can relist for more money on the end of season rentals? 24-hour rentals could fix this. They are 24-hour rentals. So you just need to time your rentals so that like, so if the end of season is at 8 p.m., then you should rent the cards the previous day at 9 p.m. so that you know that your rental will extend beyond the end of the season. And that's how you can fix that. So we'll start educating around that. Yes, we've talked about things like that. And currently there's no change and it's not a priority. We keep it on the radar, and maybe that's not enough, but currently I think that there's workarounds that players can do so that they don't actually lose the rental. But keep in mind, like every time that you guys are, all I hear when you guys are like, we don't want the owners to be able to change rental rates is like, what, you want rate controls? Like that is always like the first sign of a dying economy to me, when like you start putting in rate limits and price controls, and whoa, that's creepy as hell to me. So I have very little interest in doing that. Maybe there's something like a fixed longer term rental, but again, that's not the next highest priority. So rentals is on the priority list, don't get me wrong, but SPS is like much higher than that for the beginning. And then same with this question. I designed a Splinterlands draft concept where players could open and play in a tournament assigning cards to different phrase. Any thoughts on a draft format? Yeah, I'd love to do a draft format. We know that there's more formats that people want, but we gotta get there. Oh crap! It just it punted me. Where, anybody know what question I got to, or where? That's 1,000. Question in the previous AMAs. Affiliate rewards. All right, I think I found it. All right, I designed a Splinterlands draft concept. That's what we just talked about. Maybe we could use vouchers to buy quest potions. Yeah, I don't think we're doing quest potions that way. Sorry, guys. Will the devs do something about the emergence of those battle analytics AI assistant bots? We talked about this. There is a lot of bots that popped up and was featured in a famous streamer's YouTube. We answered this already. I'm skipping this. All right, details about auto rental. That's for Jarvie. Jarvie, I don't know if you want to come on and talk about it, but you're welcome to. Question: Will we be able to sell skins? Yes, you can sell skins. There's just not an easy way to do it yet, but all that stuff has been on the plans. It just got delayed because of DevOps. Is there an ETA for SPS staking on players? I don't know, but that is a high priority for us. That is like SPS, anything in the SPS white paper is getting higher and higher in our priority list as the DevOps gets lower and lower. Question: with the price of DEC being so high and guild upgrades being expensive, how about adding some guild staking or SPS or DEC and earning special building vouchers? This same question got answered earlier, so I'm skipping that. Some news about the SDK. I don't have any news for the SDK, but I know they're working on it. Is SPS staking working as intended? Currently, it doesn't make sense to stake SPS to get vouchers because you are getting more vouchers per day. Stacking liquid DEC and selling airdrop SPS for vouchers. Are there plans to make staking SPS the most desirable behavior? So we make white papers, and then we do things for the white papers. We don't make like knee-jerk reactions in the market when things don't do exactly what we want them to do. So we'll keep adding more reasons to be staking SPS. You know, the tournaments and other things can make it so that it's higher, but we're not changing everything just because some number is weird. What would happen if you were to take off the mask? I would be less sweaty. Is there a plan for two-man team and rank battles and other types of fighting? Yes, we'd love to have other types of fighting. It's hard to get to, but we do want other game modes. Who to contact with questions, support about API? Maybe, I think there's a dev channel. Go hop in the dev channel. Like it's a third-party developer channel. Possible to buy quest potions with credits using vouchers. Great idea, right? No, stop with the quest potions. They are not in the spirit of the game. If original cost of being a Mav was 1,000, what is the reasoning behind raising it to 4,000 for new players while the airdrop value is lower? Can we meet in the middle? No, you have to buy 1,000 packs. We're holding the line. It's to go preserve the value of being a Maverick. Those guys came in when like the game was super teeny tiny, and they risked the $1,000 risked at that time is way more than $4,000 risked at this time. I don't know if you get that math, but those guys were really crazy to go trust in us and help like buy into this game at that stage. And now you got to do it. When the next Splinterlands meet up in Philly, I don't know. I know we need to do a Splinterfest. I'm kind of waiting until like all this stupid mask and plague and other stuff goes away, and the plague doctor isn't needed anymore. But that might not be possible. I don't know. I'm kind of waiting to see. I don't know. Yeah, it's just a tricky subject. All right. When you have a quest and opponent surrender, the quest is not completed. Why? Are you planning to fix that? It's not completed if the opponent surrenders. I thought that you still got that, but I guess I don't know that for sure. Can we get the ability to sort monsters by speed in the selection screen? Yeah, I know that we want other filters in there. That doesn't exist yet. We'll make better filters, but it's not the priority. But that is like at some point when we get the major dev stuff off our plate, we will get to all the like design, UI, UX, and like little features. And we'll just put some devs that are only on little features, and they'll crank them out one by one. So yes, it's a good suggestion. Yes, we should do something like that. It's not the next thing we work on. What happens when cards sell out in a couple days, or maybe in a long shot a few weeks? Will it delay other projects like Land as we are back on the drawing board for creating new packs? I don't know. If we sell out right away, we're still, we're already working on the next set of packs. It's called Rebellion. And we're gonna like Rift Watchers is next, Rebellion is after. Content creation happens like months, if not a year, before this stuff rolls out. So we're already working on it, Jarvie. It's just a matter of like, when would it actually deploy? If we sell out super fast, even if I had them ready, I wouldn't immediately just come back and bring another set of packs, because that's not the spirit of what we do. We'd probably wait a couple more months again before, and then make an even bigger set to say, okay, well, it's sold out in a day, so maybe we weren't aggressive enough with how many we printed, but it's not the thesis, and it's not the plan to just be like, well, we sold out, so now it's time to pump more. We're not Magic the Gathering, where it's like every 6 months you get a new cycle. We're not like a publishing company that just shoves this stuff down your throat. We understand that taking pauses and taking a deep breath in between pack sales is really good for the players, and that's part of why they like working with us. So if this thing sells out, we're flush with cash for a while, and I'm not in any rush to go get another pack out. We'll go work on all the stuff that's on our plate and keep hiring and growing. You guys get 5 more minutes to get questions in, and after that, you should all stop questions. All right, what requirements are needed to be on the team? I'm looking to get in on a starter position, possibly help desk support. I'm in the process of getting some certifications and stuff. Yeah, I don't know if Biz is still hiring. If Byzantinist is still hiring for support, go message him. If not, I don't know what other positions are open. But maybe we'll have like a new jobs section in the Discord, and we can post jobs there. Question, could guild upgrades be processed over time by guild members staking SPS, or use SPS to upgrade? I don't know about that. I got to talk to Matt and talk to the leadership team. That's not a bad idea, but it isn't what we've done in the past, and that would be a pretty big change. So I'm not saying yes, I'm not saying no, I'm just saying it's worth looking into. Will SPS burn features be added anytime soon? SPS features are one of the next main things. Whether they'll be burns or staking, I don't know, but we're going to go build them in. That's really like the next priority. The highest priority in the company right now is getting the wild and modern format up. Actually, I should say it's DevOps 1, wild and modern format 2, and then it's SPS stuff 3. and that's concurrent with land getting developed, because land is sort of on the content stage still. I get the sense that the content side of land is something like 90% done, and maybe if we needed to rush it, could be done now, but we want to get some animations in there so it looks freaking awesome. So we're pretty darn close to handing that over entirely to dev, and I know that dev has already started working on it some. So we're getting there, guys. We're getting there. The scope of land increased some as we saw just how much interest there is in it. So we're doing our best to get something out, not something crappy out, something awesome out. Can there be an item to increase dark energy crystals capture rate? Yeah, skins. I've always said skins should do that, but we'll go. Any affiliate rewards for packs bought with SPS? I believe that's the case. When will the Chaos Legion pack be included on the daily quest end of season rewards? I think when Chaos Legion is finally openable, but I don't know that for certain. So that's a good question. Does land still plan to be released at the end of the year? I hope so. I don't know for certain. First, want to thank you for answering my questions. It's really good to be able to hear what the devs think about the future of the game. My question is, can you talk more about the hospitality team? I'm a new player from Brazil, and I'll start streaming Splinterlands soon and hope to help players around the world. It would be great to know about how we can help spread more information. Thank you for this game and hope you are feeling well today. Thank you, Carol. That's great. Hospitality. So right now, right now we have like a big backlog in support, and it's because things go wrong. And one of the things that I'd like to have happen is fewer things to go wrong. And one of the ways that we can get fewer things to go wrong is to go provide stellar service and help at the time that players are doing things. And so, you know, if you have questions about, I want to move this asset here, I want to use that tool, I want to trade this, how do I use Binance Smart Chain, I want to use a pool on Ethereum, I want to do this or that or this other thing, rather than ever doing something on your own where you might mess up, I want it so that there's somebody from the Splinterlands team that's familiar that can help guide you. So that's what I want to make sure is there. All right, no more questions, guys. Please stop. If you do any more questions, we'll put them into the AMA list for next week. Have you considered staking SPS and guilds instead of contributing DEC? With a high price of DEC, contributions are pretty low currently. Yeah, again, that goes back into SPS and DEC. They're not quite interchangeable. Maybe it's something that we'll look into, but there's nothing right now that's on the table that says we're going to do that. But there's also nothing that says that we won't. So can you confirm, did I hear correctly beginning that the pre-sale phase is 2 million packs and 1 voucher equals 2 packs? Therefore, voucher drop rate will be the same or similar? No, that is not correct. There will be 2 million packs in the next month, and a voucher will still just get you 1 pack. So there you go. We're just doubling the amount of vouchers in a month. Question. You talked about the fact that no information are sent to the authorities for tax purposes, but can the players have the possibility to get the information they need for this, for the complete year? So we actually have a development project that we're working on to go get any kind of like record keeping you might need in the game done. So we're working on it, and I don't know what the status is, but that's something that we're building a data center for, and we'll work with, I think, the guys from Peak Monsters or maybe some other teams to go release some of that. Been waiting a month to get my ticket resolved. I submitted for missing $600 of credits paid with PayPal. Would be great if I could get some help with that. Yeah, sorry, FearX, UGK. If you can get me the ticket number, I'll try to get somebody on that. A month is certainly way too long, and thank you for your patience. Again, yeah.
Oh, I'm just going to jump in on that one real quick. One of the things that we haven't done a great job internally is when tickets come in, we're not triaging them fast enough. So we're not identifying like critical ones like that. We're turning them around quickly. So we're going to be changing that process in the next week or so. So people should start seeing their tickets get ground down a lot faster when it has that kind of value. Yeah,
I'd love to see either Maverick ones get answered earlier, and then certainly I'd like to see high dollar ones get answered earlier. You know, if we have to
100%.
You know, we get a lot of questions of like, hey, my 50 DEC went missing. When do I get this back? And it's not like I don't care. It's just like, okay, well, this guy has $600. Let's make sure that we're prioritizing this the right way. And exactly. So I think
what we're going to do is build a matrix of like how valuable it is, who they are in the community, and severity of it. And we're going to be rapidly moving the support organization to filter and triage that faster. So if you guys just give us a little more in the community, give us a little bit of patience on that. We will be making this a lot better. We will be speeding up the process. So you will start feeling love. Absolutely.
Any questions on moving land pack vouchers into the game market instead of having to use Wax and Hive? So I don't know where our current in-game market stands. I know that we're working on it, but again, DevOps is higher. When is Agrodius Lightbringer coming into the game? Yeah, I actually have a boss monster. I love this game. I don't know if you guys know that, but I like being part of this game, and I freaking love it. So I bought a boss monster in one of their earliest Kickstarters. So when Randolph is like poking at me all the freaking time, when is boss? When is boss? When is boss? I'm in the same boat. I bought the freaking Kickstarter. I want a boss, and it's going to be a Agrodius Lightbringer. So this gets into like, we want more game modes, and boss fights to me is just a game mode. But we got to get all this other like stuff out of the way. Like we can't like release boss modes before Chaos Legion's even ready. Boss monsters affected like 5 players, where Chaos Legion affects 700,000 accounts. So we're prioritizing that. And sorry to the guys that bought the boss monsters. Hopefully, if you still are holding, you're going to think it's awesome. Question: when release official bot packs? Calculation to receive each of the airdrop cards so we can plan ahead. Because I can't tell you the airdrop card percentage because we don't know at this point. We kind of like to see the meta, right? We want to see what the meta is, and then we try to build some cards to make sure that if we broke anything, rather than nerfing or buffing cards, we put in some airdrop cards that can help affect the meta. So that's kind of how we think through it. That way, if you got some awesome card, it stays an awesome card, but we also put in a counter so that it's not overpowered. It's just like super powerful in the right rule sets. And that's what we're looking for. At the moment, for the support team, there is me and Clay, who are both full-time, and 23 active part-time contractor employees. I didn't know that. And regarding recruiting people from the community, yes, we have heavily emphasized those with in-depth experience with the game. In the past, we've gotten a lot of employment inquiries from people with a lot of customer support experience, but minimal experience with the game, only having to play a few weeks or a few months. And our general response is to come back again once you have more in-game experience or expertise. That's a great answer, Biz. I'm really glad that you work here. Thanks for being part of our support team. I do think that we need more people, but I also think that we need better tools. And I know that we're building the better tools so that we can better assist the people that are part of this team. So it should be, you guys are doing great. I know it's slow, but it's not like we're not actively working on things. Question: what is the highest monocost card cost to play a card from Chaos Legion? Are we approaching level 10 summoners or 15 plus monsters? I don't know. I haven't seen the cards that's on Matt, but this should be more like another base set like Untamed. So you should expect cards, not like the cards should have similar ranges to Untamed, not like greatly deviate from that. Question: will the second round of presale award exclusive airdrop chances like the first round, i.e. a 2% chance per pack and guaranteed promo card for 50 packs? No, they will not. That is just a no. Suggestion: it would be really cool to be able to practice brawls with our guildmates using our gladiator cards. The practice feature for battling is really helpful, and it'd be great to have that for brawls too. Yeah, we can pass it along. I don't, the question I always have to ask myself is, what will take this game to the next level? And the practice feature for brawls is definitely cool, but that's not the next thing, the next highest priority that's going to take us to the next level. So when we get more of the staking and the SPS stuff done, then we can get game modes and filters and different battle types and making the market improvements a little bit better. All the little tweaks that I know you guys want, but we're not there yet. Would there be a new promo summoner or just the monster cards? It's just Dr. Blight. Yeah. Clayboy is adding a good point. I started 2 months ago. Azaria started a month ago. Ron started like 2 days ago. Chatter a month ago. Hardpoint 2 months ago. We're scaling up and building things out to make Splinterlands run more smoothly, handle more support requests efficiently, and ramp up development massively from what I've seen. And then there's a bunch of developers that are in that too. And we're trying to get like better organized all the way around so that the company is evolving and it's growing and it's getting better. So please continue to be patient with us, but it's going to get better. How do you plan to incentivize people to keep staking their SPS in the near term other than through voucher airdrops? Most players may start on staking SPS 1 week before the presale ends. You could, but then you would miss out on the 2 million vouchers that you'll need to go buy additional Chaos Legion packs. But maybe you don't care, and that's your choice. You guys get to do whatever you want. I just think that the answer is anything cool that's in this game, like high-level buildings or the coolest promo cards or rewards, all that stuff that from this point going forward are going to require vouchers. So I would encourage you to stick around, keep staking your SPS, and get your vouchers. And if you don't, it's fine, because then I'll just get more. And I'm okay with that too. Unfortunately, I haven't seen any info regarding this, so I have to ask, are there any plans to allow us players to store transfer our Splinterlands cards to linked hardware wallets and still be able to use them in-game? I don't know much about Hive linked hardware wallets, so I would need some education, or maybe that's a question for the devs, but I don't have this. Are vouchers burned when you spend them? They're currently not, but I don't know that that's the plan. I kind of think that they ought to be burned, but I got to talk to Matt about that. They're currently not, but I don't understand. It's not like the company needs to hold on to vouchers or anything. Okay. Let's see. Question. If you buy 50 pre-sale packs for a guaranteed promo card, but you sell your 50 packs, do you get the promo card? Yes. It doesn't come inside one of the packs. You get it kind of airdropped to you, and only the person that bought it will get it. Did you say that if we buy packs from Splinterlands shop, we still have a chance for the airdrop cards even after the pre-sale? Yes. Please stress that everyone needs to read the security update Matt made yesterday. Yes, that's a good plan. We just put out a thing. Go read it. Will there be PvE format in the future? Yeah, that's basically boss fights. So that's game modes. I'd love to get more game modes in here. We just need to we got to get through the DevOps so that we can get to the feature development we're behind on, so that we can do new feature development, which is things like game modes. Can we get a silver blunderbuss tournament that is the same as bronze, but that has a lower SPS entry for silver or gold? I don't think so, but please don't ask me stuff about individual tournaments here. That stuff all belongs in the tournament planning. There's a group and people that decide that stuff, and they work with me. I've done like 90% of what they've asked. I haven't done everything, but I've really tried to go punt this to the community. That community questions are over there. Red Chocobo is asking, how am I feeling? I'm feeling great. Thanks for asking. Question, can we have a ballerina who just spins around and reflects shots back at the caster plus AoE damage? That's hilarious. But that's the kind of thing where if you want your own cards, you either have to put in like this, and then there's a small chance, but maybe you could go get like a pool, and then your ballerina could be like one of the legendary airdrop cards. When Splinterland theme park opening, I'd love to have Splinter Park. That'd be awesome. We'll see. Clove is saying, join the Decapitated Clove and the SPS Demon live tonight. So there's going to be a stream. Check out Clove's stream. When do you expect us to be able to open Chaos Legion packs? Matt said early December. Question, in theory, is it possible to have betting on the side function where the addition of normal DEC prizes for both players could be the sum of DEC? We had this for beta packs and it wasn't used much. Maybe we could bring it back for DEC, but that sounds like a game mode. It's something that we should do. It's not a high priority at the moment. Do you have a playtest team for the upcoming sets? We have a handful of players that we sometimes punt this stuff to, but mostly we're just doing. Mostly it's just us on our own side, and then we'll give it to the Mavs for a bit. We're hiring for the right people. Right now, we are mainly focused on better utilizing our current support team members and capacity, so we don't have much time to spend a lot of time onboarding completely new people, but well-known members of the community with substantial experience with the game could be integrated in. It's also important to note that support team members are representatives of the company, so people also need to behave appropriate in Discord. Yeah, you guys can't just be jerks. Yeah, like I'll tell you, my start level since I've been here has gone from like a 9 down to like a 4. And it's not by my choice. It's all the players complaining, why are you so snarky, bro? Well, it's because I work here and I have to represent this company now. Will voucher airdrop cease after the 1 month of the 2 times rate? Cease until the next pack sale comes out? No, because after the next month of pre-sale, it switches from you need them to buy the pack Do you need them to get the bonus packs? And we're going to have potions that require vouchers. So like an airdrop potion would do something like, you know, the same kind of increase the chance or would increase the rarity. But now, not only does it cost a potion so that the company gets some money, it's also going to cost a voucher so that the community gets the lion's share of that. Will SBS be available on more exchanges soon, especially Binance? I don't know if you noticed it, but there's a couple extras that just happened. As for Binance or the other big ones, you know, we're in talks with them. We'll see what happens. But that's not up to me. I'm not the boss of Binance. I'm not CZ. CZ is the one that makes those calls, or his listing team or whatever. You're asking the wrong company. You should be asking Binance, when are you listing Splinterlands? And the more pressure that you guys put on them, maybe that's more likely. All right. Let's see. Don't send swap.hive through keychain to CoinX Exchange. If there's a wallet address for that, Dozer, message me and we can go block that account so nobody sends swap.hive there. I thought we've done that for all exchanges, but if other exchanges start listing Hive, then and we don't know it, then we don't block those yet. Damn it, sometimes it just moves. 348 is where I was at. Thank you. How will there be a 1% chance to win a Chaos Legion pack and rewards if they sell out day one of public sale? Would you consider reserving some to be airdropped into the rewards over a few months? No, at that point they would be gone. You know, those reward packs come from the unsold packs, and if we sell out of packs, it'll probably just go back to 2,000 DEC or whatever. Or I guess maybe we'll do market amounts of DEC. If you still have questions, please wait. So I think, look at that, 403, we're done. And hey, I got to notice you don't have enough resource credits. What's that? It's a Hive blockchain limitation. You need to buy Hive and stake a little bit of Hive. Recording for the AMA. Does anyone do a recap? Yes, there are recaps, and yes, there's a recording. All this stuff got streamed. Anyways, so oh, good. We just resolved your $600 purchase. Nice job. Biz is awesome. Are there going to be changes in card power requirements for each tier? Not yet decided. And I think that's done. Do you receive Lord Blight if you participate in the AMA? No, you just get me dressed like one. All right. I think that's everything. All right, guys. That's the end of the AMA. Thanks for participating. Thanks for being here. Rosie, nice job with the summary. So damn quick. That was awesome. You're cool. Maybe Steam Monsters can go re-steam that, or Splinterlands. Anyways, I want you guys to know you're awesome. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being part of this. Hopefully you dug the whole the costume. Let's go do this one last time. If you're watching on the stream, oops, I gotta do this the other way. Hang on as I get into character, and we can get out of here. But I wanted to go share. It was important to me. Nate mentioned that, and I needed to go get a refresher of who's. I don't know if you know this, but there is Alexander Lexington is the original man that got possessed by Silas, and Silas then turned Alexander into Dr. Blight. And so on our way out, let's go say goodbye to Dr. Blight. And as such, welcome, community. I just want you to know that I am coming, and I will be there soon, Dr. Blight. I will bring poison. I will bring affliction and plague. You shall die. Pretoria shall fall beneath me, and you shall die like your foolish leader Agrod. He died crying like a dog. So, I welcome you to the time of chaos. My legion shall come, Pretoria shall fall. Wait, what is happening? What's happening? This is Alexander. please, I just want you to know, I don't do any of this on my own. I'm scared. I can feel him here. Silas is here, and he's after me. He's after all of us. And all I want you to know is that you should run. Run. Get out of here. Pretoria, it's doomed. Please help me. Help me. Pretoria can help me by falling before us all. And that's what I got for you guys. Hey, happy times. Thanks for being here. And y'all are great. Bye, y'all.